Hey guys, it's Edwin here, and I hope you are having a wonderful day. Today, I'm going to talk about the four important points that you need to understand before leaving that abusive relationship or before leaving that narcissist, so that it will at least help you be better prepared. You see, like leaving any kind of abusive relationship is never really an easy experience, but it's also a necessary step for you to pull yourself out of that traumatizing or out of that unhealthy situation. And the thing about like narcissistic abuse is it will always have these profound impacts on your emotional well-being and how you view yourself, because it will affect your self-esteem, it will traumatize you and even make you feel confused or helpless. So leaving can be such a complex and a challenging thing to do. And the thing about is your mind or your body or your flesh has gotten used to that relationship to the point that it will feed you with various justifications, various rationalizations on why you should stay in that environment. It will just be geared towards staying. It can be something from hope that they can change their behaviors, or or it can feed you with something like you need to be a better communicator so that you can understand them better, or you still love them, or you will not find someone else if you leave the relationship, and of course many other like seemingly legit reasons that will keep you in that familiar environment, that will keep you in that familiar relationship. So there's a part of you which feels like the relationship may not be the right place for you. That's why you might even be watching this. And then there's also that part of you which feels so helpless and powerless to live. Like it just feels that it's not possible to live and there's no life out there for you. And as I've said, like since your self-esteem has been ruined by the relationship, and you just even feel that you can't maneuver or navigate life beyond the abusive relationship, or you can't survive without the abuser, you might not have enough money or enough support, and you feel so hooked up this abuser to the point that you just feel that you'll be doomed to stay in that relationship forever. So that's why sometimes knowing the things you should expect after leaving that relationship will help you be better prepared and will help you at least know what to expect, so that you can develop better strategies that will help you along your journey. And that's what I'm going to share in this video. I'm going to be sharing 4 things you need to know before leaving an abusive relationship, or if you are in the process of leaving that relationship. The first thing you need to be wary of is leaving that abusive relationship. Leaving that abusive marriage is always the best decision. The thing is, your mind will feed you with million reasons why you are making a bad decision. It will feed you with reasons why you are not supposed to leave that abusive marriage, or even thinking about leaving is such a bad decision. It will just feed you with scenarios why you are making the bad decision. So you are feeling pain on the inside. You are in deep emotional pain, but because of cognitive dissonance, your mind will lie to you and even feed you with legit reasons why you need to stay with your partner. It will feed you with more of reasons to make living like something which is not good for you, or something which is not even legal. Like thinking about living is not even something you are supposed to think about. You're just supposed to think about working on the relationship. This is because, of course, your unconscious beliefs and your conditioning will always want you to stay with the pain. You've been conditioned with things like till death do us apart, so why leave the relationship? And you have to stay in that relationship forever, like you have to stay for the sake of the kids. So everything will be geared towards staying, your beliefs. And also some of your friends and family may also like convince you that, hey, this thing is for life, like you can still make it work, blah blah blah, you'll not find someone else, or you are making the wrong decision. So the thing is, whatever your mind feeds you with, or whatever other people tell you about your relationship, always affirm to yourself that you are making a great decision. Of course, it may not be really immediately clear if you are making the best decision because of all those things about the mind and all those negative beliefs you have about yourself. But nothing good will ever come with staying in an abusive relationship. And you will always find a way to maneuver after you leave that abusive relationship. So your decision making process may be distorted, but always prioritize yourself. And your decision making has also been ruined and shook by the traumas and the manipulative techniques of the relationship. That's why you may find it hard to really decide on what to do. You may find it hard to really come up with that best decision for you. And let me just remind you this, like, the most important thing to do is you don't have to dwell so much on the rightness of the decision, like, am I making the right or wrong decision? No, don't dwell so much on that rightness or wrongness of the decision you are making, but instead side or choose the decision which sides with the part of you that deserves kindness and respect. And that's not that those are the things you're not getting in that relationship. That's why you've thought about leaving. So the best decision is the one which upholds your inner peace and safeguards your boundaries, and safeguards your values. So don't think so much about it. You'll know later on that it was the best decision. But for now, just focus on the decision that upholds your general well-being, and it will always be living. The second thing you need to be wary of is you should expect retaliation from the abuser. You should understand that the narcissist or the abuser may trick you when they know you are about to leave. They may trick you when they know you're about to divorce them or you're about to break up with them. They will not just tell you like, hey, it was nice meeting you. No, it never works that way. They will trick you, and the trick they will pull will depend on the nature of the breakup or the nature of the relationship you are in with that narcissist or that abusive person. This is because, like, a narcissist will always want to be in control of the situation or of you, and when they feel that that control is slipping away, like you are slipping away from their grasp, they may get, of course, angry and vindictive. They may threaten to, of course, like, alienate you from your kids, let's say to expose your nudes, which this is a very, very common one, to threaten to, like, terrorize your life, or to make your life a living hell, or to make you lose your job, or to spread rumors about you, or to take all your money, or just anything that makes your life hard if you leave, to the point that you see that staying is better because they want to make your life hard. So they may pull many cards, many tricks, just so that they can reestablish their control over you, and so that you can keep supplying their needs. The other thing they may do is they may also trick you that they are going to change their behaviors. They are going to start going to church, in quotes, or they're even starting therapy, and they're even, like, let's say, checking in for therapy the next day. They may even show you receipts or just something that will convince you that they are changing their behaviors. They may also go to the extreme end of sometimes shedding some tears so as to evoke sympathy and guilt from you. And the thing is, it can really be so hard to get over this, especially because you are such a caring and you're such a loving soul and you're such an empathetic soul. So when you see your partner crying, you will feel that I can't really leave this person. This person loves me now, and I can really see that this person wants to change their behaviors. But you understand that that's always been the common narrative in that relationship. So their retaliation can be soft or hard, but all these kinds of retaliation will evoke an emotional reaction from you, and you may choose to stay. So it's good just to be aware that those are the manipulative techniques they will pull. So whatever tactic they will use, always prioritize your well-being and safety. It's all a game for them, because I know it's not the first time they've apologized, it's not the first time they've shed those tears, it's not the first time they've manipulated you. So always choose your safety. And if you feel that your life is in immediate danger, always look for ways to keep yourself safe. Do not underestimate them. The third thing you need to be wary of, a very, very important one, is leaving will trigger your unhealed wounds. Here's the thing, like when you leave, your unhealed wounds or those wounds you've been burying below the surface will come to the surface. So the idea of leaving or that event of leaving will trigger some of your unhealed traumas, some of your unhealed wounds, or some of your past traumatic memories. And the thing is, when you are triggered, those traumatic memories or those unhealed wounds will look fresh. And it mostly triggers wounds like rejection wounds and abandonment wounds, and they will feel so fresh. So the fresher they are, it will mean that it will be very painful. So those negative emotions from the past, we've never really dealt with them, we've never really processed, will come to the surface. And this is because, like, when you were in that abusive relationship, the abusive relationship was more of distracting you or providing you with a temporary dirty band-aid from those wounds, or from you feeling or seeing those wounds. But now when you think about leaving, they come to the surface. And the thing is, when you're triggered, you will feel like you're experiencing those past traumatic memories or those past traumatic experiences in the present moment. So it can be really painful to even think about leaving or to leave that relationship. So it's just good to be aware that that's how it is. It can be painful, but on the flip side, it's also an opportunity for you to leave the relationship and start working on those wounds. So you may not want to really reopen those old wounds, but events in life will still reopen those wounds for you. They hurt, but it's your job to now work on those things for good. Your stuck identity or your false identity, of course, will not want to face those uncomfortable emotions because they are very, very uncomfortable, and it will want to take you back to that comfort zone of staying in the relationship or just jumping into another relationship. But now, because those wounds which you've never really dealt with in the past, or which you may have never known about them, are now coming to the surface, it's now your job to work on them. And actually, those are the wounds which are keeping you glued to the abuser. It's not love, no, it's just those wounds which are keeping you bonded to the abuser. And those unresolved traumas are actually some of the reasons why you may struggle with boundaries, or it may make you susceptible to manipulation because they make you have low self-esteem or low sense of self, or feel so unworthy. So that's what will happen. So the relationship exposes those wounds, and as you are thinking of leaving, just know that those wounds are now craving for attention, and it's your time to either like check out for therapy or just look for a place to deal with them so that you will not experience that pain again. So yeah, that's the something you need to be wary of. Like, those unhealed wounds were there. They were there before. They didn't really start when you think about leaving. They were there before. And it's just up to you to take full responsibility and deal with them so that you can transform yourself, or so that you may not find yourself in this instance where you're unconsciously drawing or unconsciously attracting toxic relationships. So it's good to know that leaving may seem so painful, but it's also an opportunity to transcend your past emotional baggage and your past traumatic experience for good. So it may seem painful, but no, it's a better kind of pain because it's just a pointer telling you what to do. The other thing you need to know is seek professional help. This is a very, very important point you need to understand before you leave. Like, if I would just tell someone who leaves today, like, immediately seek professional help. Let me explain. You see, when it comes to healing journey, I think I talked about this a couple of times in the past. Like, you will fall for many traps in your healing journey. Your mind will employ various strategies so as to distract you from healing, or so as to distract you from feeling those painful feelings you are experiencing. That's what your mind will do. The first thing it will do is it will even make you think of going back to them, because you can't stand the loneliness, you can't stand the feelings of emptiness, you can't stand the feelings of unworthiness. So it will feed you with that feeling of wanting to go back to them. Of course, you will also think of jumping into another situationship or another kind of friends with benefits kind of arrangement, because you just can't stay alone. You're not used to staying alone. You will try to, of course, keep yourself busy with overworking or too much exercise. You may overindulge in sex, like food, or whatever kind of pleasurable activities, so that you can soothe the pain, or as an escape from the painful feelings you are feeling deep inside, or as a way to mask the pain which is lacking deep inside. So you will do countless things, but the pain inside will not go away, and your mind will tell you those things are good for you. Your mind will even lie to you that overindulging in alcohol just as a coping mechanism is good for you. And so it's more of a, I think I talked about it in the past, something called a comfort zone of familiar pain, like your pain trying to keep you so much in pain. Like your pain will never really want you to stay away from that pain. No, it will just want to keep you so stuck to the point that you will feel that you are stuck in this pain forever. And the other thing is also about not seeking professional help is you may find yourself in Facebook groups or online forums where other survivors may validate your claims. They may even tell you that, hey, it's not possible to heal. So if you do it on your own, you are more overestimating your ability to deal with these abusers. But one thing you need to know is there are many traps out there, and your ego or your current perspective of reality will just try all it knows or all it does to keep you stuck with the current state of pain. Like you are in pain. The fact that you stayed in that relationship means that you are in pain, and now you are out of it. Deal with the pain. That's why I'll always recommend professional help, because with professional help, like say for me example, you'll be validated, you'll be empowered to grow through your pain and not let it keep you stuck. You will keep yourself safe from those traps your unhealed self or your unhealed self may put for you. And also the thing about professional help is you will get an unbiased perspective beyond what you currently think for yourself. This is because like when you are in pain or when you are viewing yourself, you are left from the perspective of the ego, you will always be biased. But when you seek help, you'll have the space to process those past hurts without spending so much time learning about these things, learning about narcissism, watching videos. Yeah, that's why always choose the side of professional help. So in conclusion, living and healing is of course a challenging journey, but it's also the best decision for you. And as I've said, you don't have to really do it alone. Always feel free to reach out for help if you are committed and you don't want to spend so much time reading about these things or just learning about these things. If you are really committed to go to the road less traveled, which is that road to those deep dark paths within yourself, because the more you go to those deep dark paths within yourself, the more you can shine light on them and realize a life of freedom and peace. So those are 4 things you need to be wary of, and it's good to be wary that yes, you've left the relationship, but now it's the beginning of another journey of healing and working on yourself, so that you will not attract those relationships before, and also so that you may start attracting healthy relationships and meaningful connections in your life. So if you feel that you want my help, as always, you can book a free breakthrough call by clicking the link in the description, and I'll be glad to be of help. And you don't have to do this alone. Yeah, hope you found that informative, guys. Feel free to share, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, see ya.